Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Stirling. So I think it's about a minute before we get started, or it could be start time, I'm not sure. Hi Emily, hi Tish. So I just had to calibrate the gimbal. I've got a new gimbal, people, yeah. And then I calibrated it at home. By the time I got here, the calibration had gone and it was like this. So I was just desperately trying to calibrate the gimbal there. Right, I think we're probably ready to start. Okie dokie, I think. Hi Attic Girl, hi Cindy, hi Linda, hi Anne. Oh my goodness, lovely to see you all. Okie dokie, right. So we're up at Stirling Castle and we're going to take a little wander through Stirling. It's been ages since I've had you here. I'm going to turn you around so you can get the view and you don't have to keep looking at me. Oh, she says, hopefully. There we are. Yeah, when I moved it to the 31st, I forgot that it would be getting dark. Oh, Tish, it's been ages, I know. I'm going to be hopefully getting some more streaming going on. Hi everyone. Right, look at that view. I know it's a little bit dark, but oh, it's been very windy today. Yes, crazy windy. Is the microphone, like the microphone should be cutting out the wind noise? I'm just hoping it's okay because this is a new microphone as well. Right, okay, so we've got the meanders of the River Forth just down here. The sky is looking quite dramatic. Then you've got the Ochils, and then you can see the Wallace Monument just on that crag. Right, let me see, zoom in. So there's the Wallace Monument and the Abbey Craig there. Stirling University is just over there slightly. I'm going to take you back so I can walk without making you feel sick. Right, so I hope you've all been having a good day. I missed Natalie's tour because I was on the way here, so I didn't get to watch it, unfortunately. Right, so Stirling Castle. Stirling Castle was once the most important castle in Scotland because of the Reservoir Forth that controlled the crossing, and it also, oh, I've just spotted the moon, sorry people, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but just over the white car between the trees is the moon. To me it's looking big, it'll be tiny on your screen. Yeah, so we're starting up here. This is obviously, like Edinburgh, it started on the hill and then spread down, and eventually sort of the main part of Stirling, the heart of it, moved downhill away from the castle. But the castle itself has been in use, and the moon is mooning us. Yeah, so this was the heart of Stirling at one point. In the 1500s, this was the most important castle in Scotland because it controlled communication between the Highlands and the Lowlands. Just love the gate. Got the what looks like a portcullis bit hanging down. It's really strange seeing it quiet because every time I've been on it's been so busy. Yeah, wind-wise today there was a cruise ship in the Forth and they weren't able to take it because it was too windy and the afternoon was going to be too windy, so that's when people never got to come into Edinburgh. So this is just a map showing what the inside of the castle was like. So the inner close is where all the royal apartments are. Just here, this is the King's Old buildings. You've got the Chapel Royal, you've got the Great Hall, and then you've got the Palace Walk just in here. And then as you come out, you can see the Queen Anne Gardens. So the nice thing about Stirling Castle is you can do the wall walk. You can walk all the way around the wall walk. So yeah, don't tell anyone, but I prefer Stirling Castle to Edinburgh. But that's just between you and me. Oh, right. I'm just going to take you over. I forgot to show you the statue of Bruce. So Robert Bruce. Right, I'm really sorry. I don't know what's happening with the microphone. It should be covering that up. I'm just going to take you up here and try and see if I can sort that out. I'll unplug it and plug it back in. Oh, dearie me. Right. Okay. Just going to sit you down. That's me touching the... Right, how's that sounding? Is the wind still affecting it? Hello Agatha. The wind is very noisy. It's hard to hear. Oh God. Right. Right, so the microphone doesn't seem to be working. And I don't have an alternative. Right. So I take it it's still lots of wind noise. Right, okay. Hold on a second, I'll go and see if I've got my headphones in the car and we'll see what we can do with that. Now, it'll just be a second. This is so frustrating. I've been looking forward to this for weeks. Right. Okay. The microphone is not working, so all they can hear is wind. I'm just going to see, can you hold that and I'll see if I've got my headphones. Right. 2 seconds everyone, I'm just...
I don't know if they're looking at you or me.
They're looking at you and you're looking gorgeous.
Naturally.
No, I don't have my headphones. Okay.
Just try it without maybe.
No, it's too windy.
No, but I mean just unplug it like that.
Right. Okay, so you can't hear me, I know. Just give me a second. There. I'm going to unplug. Right. Well, what we'll do is we'll go for a little drive. So, can you hear me now? Very handsome. Oh, I'm going to tell him you said that. Can you hear me now? I don't know if that's going to work. Can you pop my seatbelt on for me? Oh, yeah. Right. Hi, Mr. Thompson.
Hello.
You can hear now. He said hello back. Right, what we're going to do is we'll go for a little drive because there's not a lot I can do. For some reason the microphone's not wanting to talk to my phone. Right, okay. This is not what I was expecting to do tonight. Right, so the population of Stirling is about 60,000 and it became a city in 2002. Yeah, we'll just go for a wee drive. Right, so a mystery tour, here we come. So that's the statue of Robert the Bruce and he's looking towards Bannockburn. So there were several battle sites around here. Sorry if this is going to make you feel sick, but I can't think of anything else to do to at least let you see some of Stirling. So yeah, Robert the Bruce, yeah, he was, during the Wars of Independence, he was sort of the driving force behind the Scottish independence when Edward I of England was trying to take over the crown of Scotland. So Bannockburn was one of the deciding battles where there was calm for a little while after that. So Robert the Bruce statue is looking towards that. So I don't normally take you down here because as you can see there's no pavement, so this is the way up. You can hear, thanks Betsy. Yeah. It's like Lynn and Richard and, well, I'll have to work out how they managed to do it without it being wobbly because the gimbal's not set up for this. So we've got the portcullis just over here. The portcullis was originally a school. And the building before it was a school as well, and that's where James VI was educated. And then we've got Argyle Lodging just in front of us now. It's still closed, they're still doing work to it, so hopefully at some point in the future I'll be able to at least get you a better view of the facade, because at the moment, as you can see, it's all scaffolding and things, but it's one of the best Renaissance facades we've got in Scotland. So it's a beautiful building. Right. And then just ahead of us we've got Mars Walk, or Mars, it was originally Mars Lodging, but then it was taken over by the council and it was turned into a sort of a poorhouse. So that's where the work came in, and then yeah, it's been used as all sorts, but now it's just a ruin. And then that building there, that's the Holyrood Church, Holyrood Holy Cross. So we're just coming down Broad Street. So this was the main way up to the castle. Sorry, the camera's going everywhere. I've never done it in a car before. You've got to forgive me. Now, just ahead of us, you can see the toll booth. That was the prison, and it was yes, it had an assessment in the Victorian period and a very scathing report about this building. So they had to build a new prison because this one was just in such a bad state. And then just coming up, we can see the Market Cross, and you've got the unicorn on the top. Oh, should have washed the windows. The unicorn on the top, he's called the Puggy, just up here. So I don't know why he's called the Puggy, but I mean, he's a good looking unicorn. So if you see a unicorn at the top of a market cross, it's telling you you're in a royal borough, and royal borough status means you can trade with the world. So yeah, right. Where should we go now? Yeah, aye, we'll do that. So we're just gonna...
There's a car just coming on that path.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Puggy, Trish, P-U-G-G-Y. Yeah, I don't know why. I'll have to look it up. But it's quite a strange one because he's a good looking unicorn. Right. Now just ahead of us with the scaffolding, that's Darnley's Coffee House, and that's where Darnley, supposedly Mary Queen of Scots' husband, stayed. Which place are we at? We are in Stirling. We're going off-piste. We're doing a completely different tour because yeah, my microphone's not talking to my phone, so here we are. So yeah, so we're just going to take a drive around Stirling and see what we can find. But yeah, it's kind of a one-way system here, so where that blue car is going up, there's a part where you can't really come down, so we'll go round in a circle. You had a good Guinness stew in a pub before you took the train back to Edinburgh. Which one was it, Linda? We might go past it. Point it out if we go past it. So yeah, you've got this lovely wee public garden here. There's some nice wee green spaces in Stirling. And this is quite an unusual building just coming up in front of us. It's brick built. It looks very English in style with the lovely wood detailing and things. And we're in Baker Street at the moment, and we're just coming down into sort of the centre of town. Looks quite nice at this time of night. Pizzeria, Italian. Is that Nostra? No, you watch the road. Right, so I have actually taken you down here on a walk before. We did a little stroll, I think. Oops, a daisy. Sorry, this is really hard. So yeah, if you were to go down here, that would take you to the bus station and the train station. Right, and then just here, sorry, that was a bit fast, but just coming into view, you can see a statue of William Wallace just on the top of the building here. And then you've got lots of shops down at here. Now you need a snack. What is a bothy? A bothy is a little building. You find them in. Aye, yeah, if we could. You find them in sort of out of the off the beaten track places, and it's somewhere where you can spend the night in safety inside, so you're not stuck in the elements and things. So this is, I think this is Spittle Street that we're on just now. So we're just heading back up towards the castle. Could we stop talking about Guinness stew because I've not had my dinner. You're going to make me hungry. Right, so we're just going back up the other side, and there's a couple of hotels and things just up here. I've never stayed in this one. It looks quite fancy, but I've not stayed in it. I have stayed in Stirling Highland Hotel, which is the one just in front of us here. This is the old school. There was I think it was a high school. In the door, there's lots of detail there. You can see 1888 high school. You've got all the signs of the zodiac on each side of it. And then the building's just ahead of us. You're dating from about the 1700s. The one, you can see the turnpike staircase, the spiral staircase just there. Yeah, this is a weird way they've got these sort of, it's traffic calming measures. But I just, yeah. 2-for-1 Thompson tour. I like it. So just straight ahead of us, that's the Holyrood Church, and then coming up on our left you've got Stirling Old Town Jail, which is what was built to replace the toll booth. It's actually quite interesting when you go in, because they've got people in costume and you go around, you see what it was like in prison. Solitary confinement, no. Solitary confinement, you could be on your own for 23 hours a day. You were also given hard labour, and that was to make you think about the bad things that you'd done. This little building here is where the old poultry market was, and then the Holyrood Church. They are trying desperately to get people to visit the church so they can, oh yeah, I forgot to show you, play the game, the boys club. So you can see there's little quotes and things on it. So that was set up to help the male youth do productive things.
Boy Scouts.
It's like the Boy Scouts, yeah.
It's the Boy Scouts.
Oh. And then the Holyrood Church is just here, and Cowan's Hospital is just up there. So Cowan's Hospital, I think it was the 1600s. It was for decayed merchants of the city, or guild members who were down on their luck. Yeah, please. Yeah, the church, the Holyrood Church, has held a coronation, which is, it's the only one outside Westminster, I think, that's held a coronation. It is still working as a church, but a lot of churches were not very good at asking people for donations to deal with the upkeep of the building. So they've got a ticket system where I think it's £5 or something. It's not expensive, but it means that they've got, you know, money coming into the church. It's just like St Giles in Edinburgh now stop you at the door and ask you to your face for a donation, which at first I felt quite strange about that, because churches, if the doors are open, you can go in, but it's totally necessary. It's needed, because if you don't ask, people just don't do it, you know, they don't think to do it. So oh yes, there's the cannons. So they're from the Cannon Ironworks. They were gifted to Stirling, and Stirling was quite happy about it, but what they didn't realise was they were actually going to have to pay to put them in sight. So yeah. Yeah, yeah. So I've definitely not had you down this street before. It is quite good that there's nobody about. When we were up on the Esplanade waiting for the start time, there was lots of boy racer cars came up, and we were just like, oh no, because that was going to make it awkward trying to walk around them. And then of course the microphone stopped working, but they disappeared, so that's fine. And this is roadworks. There's always roadworks. So yeah, Stirling's not that big. I mean, 60,000, it's not huge. There's a university, they've got a sports department and things. So we're just waiting for the traffic lights to move. I wonder if they do it with like a GoPro. Do you know if when they're doing them in the car they've got like a, is it a GoPro? Because I don't think it'll be their mobile phone. All those bumps are spilling your tea. Oh my. Right, here we go. So we're going to head to the old Stirling Bridge just to let you have a little look at that. It is really cold. Well, the car was saying that it was 18 degrees or 18.5 degrees, but the wind's making it much colder. It's just getting to that time of year where you're starting to get the chill on the wind. So I had 2 walking tours today and I was finding it quite cold. Now, the River Forth runs past Stirling, and the first crossing point for the River Forth was Stirling, where they had a wooden bridge. It was later replaced with the stone bridge that we're about to see. So whoever controlled this crossing controlled communication between north and south of Scotland. So it was a really important crossing. And if you were going on pilgrimage, this you would have to say to St Andrews, you'd have to come all the way past to Edinburgh and then come up to Stirling to cross this bridge and then go back all the way back along the other side. Oops, I just bashed it off the window. I'm not very good at this.
With this concussion.
Yeah, they'll be feeling sick. Oh, look at the reflection. Well, yeah, the reflections you're getting. So the original wooden one was just slightly further upstream, and they did actually find what they thought was the position of it using, I think it was buckets with glass in the bottom and putting it down and just looking for it. So yeah, so there's the bridge there. Right. Yeah, I'm just going to bring you forward because I'm making myself seasick. Right, so we're just going to...
We're idea what the traffic came from behind us. I think it's less windy down here.
I'm going to go, well, it's windy, but I'm thinking what I'll do since we're here is just pop down and let you see the bridge. So if you can cope with the wind just now, I'll get out so we can have a quick look at it, and then we'll get back in the car if that's okay with everyone. So it could be noisy. Right, so I'm sorry about the noise, but we're just going to have a quick look. So here's a plaque about the Battle of Stirling Bridge. I'll let you just see that, and then we'll go and have a little look at the bridge from the outside. So hopefully the wind is not going to be too big and you can still hear me. I can't believe this. I've been looking forward to doing this tour for ages, and then all of us, and the microphone doesn't work. Oh, there's the wind. Sorry. Just going as quick as I can. Oh, look at the bench. You see the bench around the tree? Oh, fantastic. Right. So, this is the River Forth, and this runs all the way out to the North Sea past Edinburgh. Fantastic. I'm just going to take us down here and then we'll head back into the car, so hopefully you can hear me and the wind is not too bad. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Now, I wish I could take a picture. things going on in the water there. Right, well, that's the wind starting again, so I'm just going to get you back up to the car. Yeah, I think when we were up on the Esplanade it was just too... Oh, what happened there? Oh, got myself all messed up. Right, it was just too... Sorry, I just dropped my thing. It was just too windy. Here's a little bit more sheltered because you've got the trees and things. The reflections were lovely. I think I might try and get a wireless mic, a Bluetooth, and see if that maybe works better. I'm not quite sure why it's not working. Can you hear the noise of the trees? Sorry about that. Okay. Oh, thanks, Anne. While I put my seatbelt back on. There we go. Hi Ronnie. We're just having a technical issue, so we're having to go for a drive in the car instead. Microphone not working. Oh dear.
Which way ahead?
Oh, I don't know. The Wallace Monument? We'll go and see if we can see the Wallace Monument. Yeah. So if you're in Stirling and you want to go to the Wallace Monument, we're going to show you the way. Cycle lane that they've put in, so I think they're doing it better than they are in Edinburgh. Edinburgh's got these silly bollards and things, it's just a bit of a nightmare. So these are bungalows, the house is just to the side here. Hi Sarah. It's really weird watching the screen. I'm getting, I keep looking at the screen thinking, oh, it's strange when we're driving. But if I just look out the window, it'd probably be easier. Just up here you can see the Wallace Monument. So the Wallace Monument is to William Wallace, and it was a sort of a romantic revival of Scottish history. So it was built in the Victorian period. You can actually walk all the way up, but they do have a courtesy vehicle which will drive you to the top. On the way back down, if you walk down, there's lovely sort of wooden carvings and things of animals and people and that kind of thing. So it's a nice afternoon or morning, and you can get right up into the basket, and the views are stunning from up there. I can't remember his name, but one of the Hego guides did a tour from up the top of the Wallace Monument many moons ago. And there is actually a statue of William Wallace on the side, and the Hall of Heroes has lots of famous Scots, both male and female. They added new, there's some ladies that were added to it as well, and then you can see Wallace's sword, and it's quite a climb though. I think it's like 246 steps, which doesn't sound too bad, but they're actually quite high. No, I don't think we can get in, can we?
You meant to get into it, but...
Well, we could go and have a look. So what we'll do is Braveheart, yeah. So Braveheart was actually Robert the Bruce. It was his Braveheart that was taken into battle. But it was a great movie because it got people interested in Scottish history. So that was good. Well, Spar, that's a small kind of little supermarket type chain. And then as we go past here, you can see the Wallace Monument just up on the hill. Mary, thank you so much. And thank you, Melanie. If you're tipping with PayPal or Buy Me a Coffee, I don't always see notifications to tell me. So if you have and I haven't said thank you, I'll say thank you now because I don't want people thinking I don't appreciate it. Now, where we're going, we're going to Cambuskenneth Abbey, which was the sort of the abbey for Stirling Castle. And the story is that William Wallace, I can't remember which limb was it, a leg or an arm? One of his limbs was displayed on the walls of Stirling Castle, and this was, you know, to show other people this is what happens. So his uncle was the rector, we'll say that, or whatever you call it. Anyway, he, the story is, secretly got that limb and buried it at Cambuskenneth Abbey, and it's also got royal burials. I think it's James III is buried here, so you can actually see it from Stirling Castle, but not when it's this dark. I couldn't have pointed it out. Yeah, you've got the Scott Monument to Sir Walter Scott, and Sir Walter Scott, he kind of started this sort of romantic revival of Scottish history. So yeah. So once you get into the Victorian period with Queen Victoria being interested in Scotland, it really sort of kicked it up a gear, and then tourism kind of was born. So lots of farmland here. You're growing oats, wheat, barley, potatoes, turnip, Brussels sprouts in the winter. This is quite weird. Thank you, Anne. So this little place is Cambuskenneth, and then you've got the Abbey, which had its own little harbour or pier, we'll say. Well, I'm just glad the signal's making it easy for us, because I wasn't 100% convinced that we would get a decent signal, but it's not too bad. Now, Cambuskenneth Abbey is looked after by Historic Environment Scotland, and it is open in the summertime and it's shut in the winter time. And you can actually get into the tower part that we'll see in a minute. It's just coming into view. So during the day when the gates are open, you can get inside. And just like every other abbey, it had its cloisters and that kind of thing. And a ducat, I'm pretty sure there's a ducat here as well. It's been a while since I've been down here. This could be a bit bumpy. Oh, welcome, Cheryl. Right, so I'm just going to get out for a moment.
See if the gate is open.
I think it's probably shut, but we'll go and have a quick look. There we are. Hopefully the wind doesn't start blowing. So yeah, so there's not a huge amount of it left, but it is. It's just brilliant. The trouble is, I don't often get to bring people here. It's not kind of on the radar, if you know what I mean. But let me see. Oh, there's a board. Sorry about the wind. Sorry. Yeah, it's shut. I was just checking the gate, but I can see the padlocks on. So you can see how important it was, the size of it. So if you look, right, this is where we are, and then you can see the stonework here, and then over to the side beyond where you can see the gravestones, over there, that's kind of where you had your kind of cloisters part, and then beyond that, so if you were to go through and over this way, that's where the kind of little pier was where boats could come in, because this is and this is also where James III is buried. So you can see the river was very important. Let me just see. So I don't think we can see it from here. Actually, wait a minute, sorry. I'm trying to let you see. Okay, so I'm going to zoom in. She says, hold on a second. Oops. I'll close that off. Why is it not letting me do this? There we go. Where it's zoomed in, that's where King James III is buried. So you know this has been an important site because you have royal burials within it. There. And there you can see the opening hours. So Cambus Kenneth, if anybody was wondering what I was saying, it's Cambus Kenneth. There. Right. Okie dokie. And then you can see the Holyrood Church in the distance. Let me see if I come this way. Right, okay, it's so you've got the Holyrood Church here, and behind these trees is Stirling Castle, just to get your kind of bearings. Right, let's go back into the car. Well, I didn't realise we could get a signal here, so that's good. So we'll do that during the day one day. There. Okie dokie. This is quite good. It was a bit windy, but it wasn't too bad. Yeah, I just wanted you to see it because I thought, what are the... Yeah, we don't often get this way. Oh, that's great, Cheryl. Cambus does mean something, but I would have to, I can't remember off the top of my head. So straight in front of us, you've got the Wallace Monument again, that Gothic spire. Signal testing, Emily, exactly, that's what we were doing. We were going out and doing a team signal test, I like it. Yeah, right, so that's really good because we will come back and do Cambus Kenneth because, yeah, it's an important place that not a lot of people know about. I'm actually surprised how well the light's getting picked up considering we're looking through a windscreen. Oh, right, we might be having some signal issues at the moment. Yeah, so it's nice that he's here because it means I don't have to worry about driving and things, and it also means if something goes wrong we've got an extra option. Right, so if we look back, that's Stirling Castle in the distance there. We couldn't really see it when we were looking. Bend or bay, that's right, because you've got a bend in the river. We couldn't see the river from where we were, but yeah, no, that makes total sense. And the names are great because they tell you what you're looking at. Right, it's still saying the signal's weak, but I'm hoping that we're all okay still. I'm not sure if we should go that way because I don't know what the signal will be like. Aye, so we go back. Yeah, we're going to head back towards Stirling just because it's still saying I've got a weak signal. So if we head back towards where we know it was working, then that's probably a good option. Well, that's what the good thing is, everybody works together. That's what I like about it, because you could just, everybody will Google, the picture's fine. I don't know why it's telling me the signal's... Now what we need to see is some deer. I'm allowed to hope. I know. Aye, so it is. The river's just right next to us, but I'm not going to turn and let you see because I think it'll just make everyone seasick. crossing over the railway lines at the moment. This is something you'll find in Scotland. It can be quite interesting because there's no barriers. They just put the barriers down when it's a train's coming. Alright, so we're just going on a little mystery tour now. We're going to head back into Stirling. See, I'm wondering if it is a GoPro. You must be able to live stream from a GoPro, because it would make more sense to have that attached to the car rather than me trying to hold this. It's definitely a mystery tour. Oh, what's that? An ambulance or Now, wasn't it off one of these roads that we found that nice little kind of, it looked like a country pub, but it wasn't. Well, it was, but it's now.
This one just passed.
I wish I could remember what it was called. There's a pub just off to the right hand side, and when you go through like a housing scheme, and then there's fields, and there's this lovely. If you hadn't just driven through the housing scheme, you would have thought you were in a country pub. So obviously when it was built, it was surrounded by fields. Oh, chippy, yes. See, I've not had my dinner and you're making me hungry. It's not good. Alright, so it's not as wobbly as I'm thinking it is. Oh, that's good. Ride with Sam and hubby instead of walk. Definitely. I'll change it when I get home. Now, if you do come and you're based in Edinburgh or Glasgow, it's really easy to get the train to Stirling, and Stirling's quite compact. So to do the old town part up to the castle, it's really easy to do. No, Laurie, we had a technical issue with the microphone not talking to the phone, so all people could hear was wind. So rather than just cancel, we thought we'll get in the car and we'll go for a drive. And it's actually it's a wobblier touch to the. Oh, I didn't realise it would be wobblier if it was on the dashboard. Good to know. So we decided we would just go for a little hurl. So just over there, you can just see the castle poking up there. Oh, there we go. So the Aussies had tried it and it didn't work. Right, thanks. That's brilliant.
What way do you want to go?
What way did we? Bannockburn? No. Through the city centre? So this is us just crossing the River Forth again, and that's the railway bridge on the other side. It's looking quite pretty now. Actually, do you want to go back up to the castle because it's lit up now that it's dark? We're going to go back up to the castle so that we can see it with it lit up, so it should look really pretty. It's definitely a mystery tour. I wonder if we could do one of these through Edinburgh. Don't know if it would work signal wise.
It depends where you wanted to go, because some of the roads are closed after 10.
Oh, right enough. But next time we do this, I'll make sure the windscreen's clean.
We can sit in the roadworks again.
I decided not to go to Bannockburn there because to get to see the statue of Bruce on the horse, I think the wind would be just too much noise-wise to get there. But yeah, so we'll go up and have a look at the castle lit up in the dark now. Yeah, because I did do Bannockburn once and I remember doing it and it was blowing an absolute gale and I kept having to stay sideways because the gimbal was going all over the place. But no, it would be really pretty because they do light up the statue of Bruce at night. But I'm not convinced that the noise wouldn't irritate everyone. No, it's not too bad. I just keep catching where the windscreen wiper, there's a bit. Thanks, Lorna. It's, yeah, blowing a hoolie. Exactly. I think it just depends what the streetlights are doing because I can see where the flies have met their end.
The opposite end.
The opposite end, I know. Oh dear. But yeah. Yeah, so we need to see where else we can go driving because that would be quite good. Especially in the winter time when it's wet and windy and horrible. Rather than having to cancel, it would be great just to be able to jump in the car. Oh, you thought your glasses were dirty. No, it's just our windscreen because we weren't expecting to go for a drive. Well, this is good. I like it. We've gone out, we've discovered we can do it in the car. So we're on the cobbles just now, so that's why it's kind of bumpy. Oh, look at the Tron's lit up. Oh, that's nice. There you go. Right. Oh, sorry, the toll booth. It's the toll booth, not the Tron people. So that's the portcullis. It's a pub. I don't think they used to have accommodation. I'm not sure if they still do accommodation. Then we're just heading up towards the castle so you can see it lit up. Scary to think coaches come up and down here. The other side, I know, it's when you get people on tour and they want to sit in the front and it's like white knuckle riding. It's so funny. Right, okay, I'm going to get out, I'll let you see this without the windscreen. Okay, right, so remember it's going to be noisy with the wind. So there's the Holyrood Church lit up. Sorry about the noise. Just going over, it's a lovely statue, Robert the Bruce. Right, it's not too windy. Look at that picture, is that not gorgeous? It might just be me, but I think it looks, isn't that, I think that's a really pretty picture. And the sky, the clouds are doing some amazing things. Right, so come over here. So yes, right, okay, I think we're going to leave it on this beautiful picture. Thanks everyone for coming along. I'm sorry about the microphone not working. I really don't know what happened there because it's a brand new microphone and a new adapter, and I don't know if it's maybe because there's been an update on the phone and it's now not talking to the microphone. But next time, just to be on the safe side, I'll have my headphones with me, you know, the ones, the Apple ones, and then that shouldn't be a problem. It's just the mic doesn't get as much protection because it doesn't have a dead cat. But thank you everybody for coming along. I really enjoyed that, and I will be putting more lives on. Sorry about the noise, I can hear the winds blowing. Right everyone, thank you for coming. Thanks for the support everybody. Thank you. I know I had members on tonight, and thank you everyone that's tipped. I really appreciate it, and I will see you again soon. Right, bye.